Imagine you had one little box, and in it was endless entertainment, like your favorite TV shows, or exactly the movie you're in the mood for, whatever that mood might be. And what if this same little box also put thousands of other choices at your fingertips, like music, news, even live sports, all on demand? This little box pours on the fun for the entire family, even the birds. Stop dreaming, start streaming. Get Roku. Tons of entertainment, one little box.
I was down in Texas and I was getting updates from New York because we had the blaze out watching these protesters for the Day of Rage. And I am happy to say that they were a little underwhelming. Happening this weekend in New York City, they had hoped to bring tents and, I think 20,000 people coming. Here they are. People, not profits. Oh, you're so brave with the masks. You really. Oh, and the red flag. Who would have seen that one coming? Unfortunately, it's known as, well, I think the kids nowadays call it epic fail. A few hundred anarchists, communists, socialists, leftists, anti-capitalists all showed up to occupy Wall Street and immediately ran into a few roadblocks called the NYPD. Barriers on both ends of Wall Street and a wall of New York's finest standing shoulder to shoulder were found on each end. That kind of takes the wind out of your sails. I mean, if you're just kind of like a weekend anarchist. Apparently, all that anarchist and not all that against the system means that you're like, what? Go to jail? I don't know. I mean, something good's got to be on YouTube tonight. So they didn't go through Wall Street. Instead, what they did is they settled for the next best thing, the steps of the Smithsonian National Museum of the American Indian, which I don't think is what they were really hoping for, and I don't know what they were protesting there, but they were. Code Pink was there, along with several different leftist groups. Here are some of the signs from the protests this weekend. Make jobs, not war. America failed as a society because of the so-called Christians. Hardly a Tahrir Square moment, nothing specifically tangible for people to even agree with. The crowd was pretty much lifeless, the highlight being when somebody grabbed the megaphone and yelled, and I quote, "The system is going to collapse and we are here to make it collapse faster." That's the truest thing spoken by these people. At one point, the crowd actually, love this, started arguing with each other. Couldn't agree. They're anarchists. Promoting one of the anarchists to try to say, hey guys, we all have to get along. Watch.
I don't care what your political ideology is. If you're a socialist, communist, general lefty, it doesn't matter. We are all comrades. We are, or neocons even. We are all comrades. We are all brothers and sisters in the fight against the system.
Okay, I love this. First of all, they're anarchists. That's what they do. Hey guys, we just have to have a few rules here. No, we're anarchists. Well, I love this. No matter what you are, communist, socialist, lefties, and the guy who whispers, or neocons, yeah, or neocons too, we all just have to get along. I want you to know, don't dismiss. I am really glad. I was really happy on Saturday when I heard the riots weren't riots. Nothing really happened. A lot of people sat around in the park doing yoga chants. I can't take these people. Where's the rope you promised me, Tiffany?
You shall receive.
Well, who can tie a noose and has it? Let me borrow your chair. Now, one of the reasons for the reduced impact of the event was because the NYPD knew exactly what they were doing. As the Blaze reported over the weekend, when the riots broke out in London, anybody know this? The English brought over a New York City commissioner, brought him over to consult on procedures. Their presence was strong and clear, and here it is. It's America. Obey the rules. You can yell and scream, be a dope all you want. Just don't smoke any, and don't break any windows. The Wall Street protest ended up in front of the American Indian Museum because it. So it was a dud, but make no mistake, this is the beginning. You go here and you look. None of these things are connected per se. But this is what I've been talking about for a very long time. It's called the perfect storm. We've dealt with debt, we've dealt with the dollar, we've dealt with Europe being stupid, we've dealt in the 1930s with this and this. We've had civil unrest, we've had wars, we've had inflation, we've had food shortages. I don't know if we've had this as much as we do right now, and we've had energy problems. But we've never had all of these at once. This is a setup. This is the very beginning.
GBTV, the truth lives here.
We got a lot of questions coming into Twitter and into email, and I just want to get to as many of them as possible because there are some really good ones.
Go.
Bob Clausen from Davenport, Florida. We watch Glenn because of our sincere interest in the United States, its Constitution, history, and politics. However, we are perplexed by his latest focus on the state of Israel and the Holocaust. While there is no doubt regarding Israel's plight these days and the history of the Holocaust, we would rather he spend less time on those matters and more time on our country's domestic issues. Your thoughts?
I don't know how else to tell you. One, it's wrong to coexist with evil. It is wrong to turn a blind eye to people who say we're going to round people up and kill them. It's wrong. Two, Israel is an ally. They are under attack. Three, as they go, so go we. If Israel falls, do you think that the radicals in the Middle East are going to go, oh, well, now we're good? They will expand. The line in the sand is Israel. The line in the sand is Israel. And I pray, and I would ask that you would pray for me to find out a different way to present that so more people, I know people, because I talk to people out in the country and I speak a lot, and if I'm not at a specific Israel thing and I start to speak, I can feel you. I know that I haven't connected with you on this yet. Please, I beg you, pray on this one, and please trust me on this. It is evil that we're facing.
Cheryl says, Glenn frequently says, spit yourself out of the system.
Yeah.
How? What does that specifically mean?
It means be beholden to no man. There's a reason why I don't owe a man a dime. Not a dime. I sold my house. I don't need to sell my house, but I didn't want to own a house, at least here. Don't owe anyone a dime if you can. Don't be predictable. They're counting on you being predictable. Don't be. Don't just fall into line with everything they say. Be as self-reliant as you possibly can be. So you're mobile. You can move. You can adapt. You're not beholden to anyone, so nobody can say, oh, I'm sorry. No, no. You have to do this. Spit yourself out of the system. Be self-reliant. Is that it?
GBTV. The truth lives here.
Here's our final four. The four things I want you to take away from tonight's show. First of all, we have to stop this trend. What is happening now is the Monica Lewinsky scandal revisited. It's just without the blue dress. But people stopped asking whether or not the president did it. And then it became, well, wait a minute, he did do it. You're admitting that he did do it? And now it doesn't matter? Then why did we have this big argument the whole time? It's no different this time. People will stop asking whether the president is a Marxist or not. We must start asking now, does it matter that this president doesn't believe in capitalism? Does it matter that we're being put into impossible situations by this president? Second thought, our president has started fires so he can put them out, but I don't believe he can put them out. In the UN situation with the Palestinian vote, he's put us into a situation where there is no good outcome. I believe the United States is going to vote against statehood, but that's for political reasons. He can't afford to lose the Jewish vote, but for American reasons, it's going to be a nightmare because it will set the Middle East on fire. He will try to play the role of the hero, and stupid people will believe him, when in reality, he created this problem with Israel to begin with. 3, don't dismiss the Day of Rage radicals. Saturday's Day of Rage on Wall Street was a joke, but remember, the radicals out of the 1960s started as a joke as well. Don't dismiss the enemies of America and capitalism. Capitalism is becoming the enemy in Europe, and believe it or not, I believe it will be the enemy in America. Look at the elections. In Europe, as the euro becomes worthless, absolutely worthless, who's winning the elections? Are they the pro-business people, or are they the socialists? The anger will grow as this becomes worthless, because this will as well. The fourth is protect yourself, because I don't have full faith and credit in either of these things. You have to plan ahead. Plan to be a help for others. First of all, diversify. You're a fool if you had all of your money in this. You'd be a fool if you had all your money in this. Quite honestly, I know this sounds crazy, but it's the Glenn Beck program. Think like a Jew, 1930s Germany. What did they do? Right now, Jews are thinking like Jews, 1930s Germany. Right now, passports are on the rise. People in Germany and in Poland do not want a German passport or a Polish passport. Jews are asking for a Euro passport. They want unlimited options because they see what's coming. I would suggest you do the same. Keep your options as wide as you can. If you don't have food storage, get it. You can hope for the best. Let everybody make fun of you 10 years down the road when all this is gone, but prepare for the worst. That's it. From New York, good night, America. Brian Sack is next.
GBTV. The truth lives here.
Imagine you had one little box, and in it was endless entertainment, like your favorite TV shows, or exactly the movie you're in the mood for, whatever that mood might be. And what if this same little box also put thousands of other choices at your fingertips, like music, news, even live sports, all on demand? This little box pours on the fun for the entire family, even the birds. Stop dreaming, start streaming. Get Roku. Tons of entertainment, one little box.